Good morning, morning, morning. Hello, Laura. Hello, Michelle. Thanks for logging on here this morning, guys. I hope you all are doing well. Had a good weekend. Ready to get back on track with a new week ahead. I'm wave meteorologist Brian Good. Welcome to the blog here on this Monday morning. Kind of a breezy, cool day outside, right? It feels great. Just the clouds, kind of the bummer, but that will be also a temporary issue today. All right, several things we're going to cover today. Obviously, the storms yesterday, though, I mean, wow, there wasn't a ton of severe weather. Man, that rainfall was absolutely insane there for a while yesterday when it came through. It didn't take long for it to flood out my yard, that's for sure. I think I picked up a little over 1.07 in about 25 minutes yesterday, and the downpour that fell in the evening hours. Pretty wild setup. That is out of here. We're dealing with more of a northwest flow for the next couple of days here, and then we get into a little more of a summer setup as the week evolves. So it's not going to be a rapid return to the 90s in the short term. So we'll go through all the maps on that. As always, you guys can comment, Facebook, as well as on YouTube if you would like. Good morning. Born. I can't say it, Angela. I tried. I did not do well with foreign language. Oh, Lisa, hope you're doing well. Hello, Shirley Joe, down in Campbellsville. How about things down there in Campbellsville, Shirley, from that storm yesterday? I know in Greene County you guys picked up some of that heavier rain and some of that wind, too, yesterday. All right, let's get into, let's see. We'll start with the live look outside, and it is relatively gloomy out at the moment. Low clouds, fairly locked in across wave country at the moment. That would be the case for the next several hours, actually. Eventually, we'll see it break up. That's a trend for this afternoon. It's going to take a little bit more time. Look at the rainfall yesterday. Some areas, I mean, you did not see much at all, especially across Hancock County to Breckenridge County, Meade County. Yeah, barely anything. Meanwhile, there were a couple of intense cells that were very close to the Louisville Metro, especially on the near and eastern side of it, I-65. And then, of course, those stronger cells, you guys got several rounds across southern areas of wave country as well. Anywhere you see the yellow shade, that's 2 inches or more that did fall yesterday. Looking into Louisville, it really was the southern part and the eastern part of the county, kind of like in a backward C shape that picked up the heaviest. So Okolona, Highview, Hillview, Fern Creek, J-Town, you guys picked up that very quick, about nearly half inch and a half of rain that fell. Then it really picked up there into Spencer County, same spot, some parts of Bullitt County, east of Lebanon Junction, and then also into northern Shelby County into Henry County, picking up some heavier rain. Even Indiana, you guys on the southwest side there of Washington County picked up some of that heavier rainfall. Down to the south, that's where we had not only the heavy rainfall, but some of the wind damage, again, it was not too far away from the Green River State Park area. We're still waiting reports on anything that came out of that because there was a tornado warning that eventually came out of that cell as it moved across portions there of Adair County briefly yesterday afternoon. But you guys picked up quite the soaking rain. I saw some reports of about 3-4 inches of rain in some spots there in southern part of the state. So it helps considering we were entering a drought status. The rain, as of really since Tuesday into the weekend, is helping. It is helping. So I got a feeling we're going to have a different report on the drought status when it comes out for this Thursday. The ground gets sampled, by the way, tomorrow. So we should have some improvements compared to what we had before. Meanwhile, as we look to the west and northwest, you see the satellite image showing some holes in the clouds. Those of you in Nelson County down into LaRue, you should see some sunshine right now, at least sun rays out your window. A lot of clouds otherwise. This will all break up, though. It's going to take a few more hours, but it all will break up as we later on this afternoon and into this evening. But it's a cool flow. The wind flow is out of the northwest. So that is on the backside of that low that's spinning across the Great Lakes. You can easily see the spin. So that is going to keep things relatively cool. Now, there is another little spoke because this low is not going anywhere anytime soon. So because of that, another little piece will rotate around it, almost like we have in the wintertime, and it will move through and give us another round of showers. That looks to be more so tomorrow night into Wednesday. And it may not be for all areas, but some that may have gotten skipped from the weekend may get some showers out of that system. So here's Futurecast. Pretty good handle on things, right? It shows the cloud cover shrinking. More than likely, it will be Louisville or Central Kentucky. They'll be the last to see it fall apart or disappear off the satellite. That's usually the case. But we'll get into a clear night tonight. Now, tonight could still be some fog in some areas if the wind can relax. But tonight is going to be cool. I think we're going to see temperatures drop down in the 40s for a lot of you away from the city limits. It's going to be a bit chilly. I mean, it's been a cool day today, but tomorrow morning it's going to be really a little chilly outside. So that saves in the AC. Hopefully your AC is taking a little bit of a break the past few days, and certainly will tonight into early on Tuesday. Then here we go. Look to the north. Look at the word Futurecast at the top of the graphic. That is where the next little spoke is going to dive down. That will then brush us with a little wave of showers. Most of that is an Indiana and Ohio show, but it may very well brush right across wave country. It doesn't look to be heavy rain, nothing severe, just some light showers passing on by. Once we get past that wave, then we start to evolve into a different type of setup for the end of the week. Now, it is going to start to heat up a little more. It's actually a very interesting one because as we get into the weekend and beyond, there's one little wave here for the weekend we got to watch that's going to scoot from Missouri into Kentucky on Saturday into Sunday. That may have some thunderstorms with it. But in general, we're going to see the heat really build across the plains and part of the southeast corner, but not all the way. And this little line, this portion of it right here, this is important because this looks to get established really for the next 10 days. Once that gets locked in, most of the storms will develop into Iowa or Missouri, and they will dive more southeast along that line. There's not going to be a complete eastward movement on the actual storms themselves. They'll be diving to the south. These can be MCSs sometimes. You can get some damaging winds out of that and severe weather. So that's something we'll be watching to see whether or not we are in that zone or still to the east of it. Either way, the heat will continue to try to build more and more. So eventually this entire line, if you will, little wall, is, while it's over us in the area, sorry, wrong tool. While it's over us for the end of the weekend into next week, it will be moving in this direction to the northeast. So the heat shield will gradually just keep inching its way over and over and over again. And some of the modeling really wants to get us back into the 90s and tries to get back into a drier scenario as we end June and get into the 4th of July time period. The amount of moisture that is showing up in the modeling for rainfall really takes a dip during that time. So we'll see if that holds or not. That makes a big difference on how far into the 90s we could get because we're going to get some rain out of this kind of a pattern. The only thing I got to watch here, and again, the next 10 days, you get this kind of a pattern on the edge of a heat shield, and you've got storms that are tracking in northwest flow. Severe weather will become a topic. Okay, so that's something we'll just take it one step at a time. I'm talking about a long range window there. get you through the rest of June. And that's about it. Don't you love blogs this time of the year? Because there's really not a lot of short-term change that happens. Everything's long-term, relatively slow and happening. Unlike winter, it happens within hours. Cold fronts move in, drastic changes in like 5 minutes. Yeah, in the summertime, yeah, we don't have that kind of dramatics that typically happens. So everything's relatively slow. So there you go. Any questions on all of that? Stacy, what about Saturday? You're getting married on Saturday. A lot of people are getting married on Saturday. Right now, it's too early to get down to specifics on a time frame. I can just tell you that the wave for Saturday, let me see if I can back this up. Let's go back right there. That is Saturday morning. The showers and storms kind of just move right across us during the day into Saturday night. So it's going to be similar to what we had yesterday. They came through as far as a low spinning by. I don't know if there will be as much heavy rain threat, but there were some areas that got skipped yesterday, and some didn't get much in the way of heavy rain. Some obviously did. So all I can tell you at the moment is that it's all about that low and its timing. So it just depends on when your wedding is, if it's going to be morning or afternoon. But if it is in the afternoon, just be aware that also puts you at risk for thunderstorms being in the afternoon like that. So just stay close to forecast this week. But that is your main feature to watch, Stacy, will be that low moving on by. Angela, my sister lives in southern Mississippi, and they're expecting a heat index around 110 the next few days. That sounds awful. Absolutely awful. I am not a fan of that heat index. No one really is. We have been able to avoid that a lot this season, but as we get a little further into June, it always seems to be the last week of June and the 4th of July, we tend to get some pretty intense heat waves around here. And this year may feature just that. So I hope you get your pool ready to go, because the next couple of days here, relatively cool. Nothing really dramatic on that and not very hot. All right, you guys look to be in good shape. I appreciate you watching as always. I'm going to go through some of the midday stuff, and I'll have more coming up on midday. And of course, today at noon and today at 3 o'clock. And we'll just track that. Our main focus will be just that little spoke diving in across Ohio and Indiana tomorrow night into Wednesday will be our main focus. And then we'll get back on track and talking about the Saturday wave for any thunderstorm action as well. All right, you guys, appreciate it as always. Have a good rest. Your Monday state of trouble. Behave yourselves. You know the story. I'll see you guys on the flip side.